One of my mentors asked me why I love country music, and I said, I love what you said about how there's nothing that brings so much happiness. Or maybe she said loneliness. I can't remember now, but I remember the next thing she said was, that's why I love it. Why do you love it? I didn't have an answer then, but I do now. I love country music because it taught me what I know about love, and love is not just joy, and love is not just melancholy blue. It's a beautiful long note full of wisdom and heart lessons learned through suffering and longing, patience, and faith. Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above, for a moment all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Holding you, I held everything. For a moment, wasn't I the king? If I'd only known how the king would fall. Hey, who goes to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Yes, our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. This is the golden hour of patience. The fallen crescent and decapitated butterfly head a symbol or warning. In the morning, I turn and see 8 years of hard-earned longing fulfilled. A bird cry. The catnip I put in your bag. The look on your face, mirrored in the frame of my sunglasses before I walk the path between my home and yours, alone in the fading heat. Where is faith found, I wonder, with each new step? Is it in the path stones slowing my steps, or the 10,000 imprints behind me, or you? A summer between how we feel and the strength and clarity we never knew. I lost my soul and soul, and you were the only person who didn't laugh. I tell everyone these days because it still comes up for me. I accidentally hit a middle-aged woman in the middle of the Seoul Coex Mall, and even though I said I was sorry, I wasn't sorry. It felt good to strike out at the patriarchy, the culture, the rudeness and disrespect. But then I remembered she wasn't the one ignoring me when I spoke, and she is an Asian woman too. When I tell other people this story, they laugh and understand my violent impulse, but you sent a sad emoji. You don't like violence. You told me Asian culture oppresses the feminine to such an extent it can't have a healthy masculine, and it operates at a lower vibrational energy than America. I remembered one of the first things you told me was you are the dark feminine, and I am the light masculine. In Seoul, I felt disconnected, not only from my own soul, but the culture I'd been born in. And deep down, I also knew it felt good to accidentally hit an Asian woman, because even though she isn't my birth mother, she was there bringing out my anger and disconnection from other Asian women who aren't you. But now I am also angry and disconnected from you, and it feels like a betrayal. I remember when you went back to Hong Kong for the first time since you left at 17. I wondered who you were with, what you were doing, and you told me you felt disconnected from it and don't like Asian culture, aside from the food. I didn't believe you then, but I do now, that I've come back to Korea for the first time since I was born there 39 years ago. I found a dark purple butterfly fan for you, and you said you collect them. Fan dancing and wing dancing have a similar aesthetic. I still remember the dance we shared, followed by my dance with another Asian woman, a generation between us, and how the three of us ended on the floor together. 3 generations of women born in 3 different Asian countries, rolling around each other in California, connecting in a primal and feminine way. Our dances awakened a desert of longing within me, but you taught me to center and ground in myself. You reminded me of the person I wanted to be, someone who stands her ground and believes in integrity, who speaks out against injustice, who loves others deeply, and who doesn't let social conditioning change her. I wanted to be like you, dancing sensually, free, flowing, playful, and strong in a primal and feminine way. And sometimes I see you in my own image. And sometimes when I'm embodied enough, I dance in a sensual, deeply primal and feminine way. And sometimes I believe I am a person who, like you, dances between veils with her soul, leaving flowing imprints of blue, green, violet, or dark purple. But my soul is sparkling in pale pink and gold, with specks of summer jade, just beginning to enter where the heart is. Sometimes I wonder where you're coming from when you rolling like thunder just to turn around and run. It's a good thing I don't need you to stay. You smell like moonlight and early morning rain. Pray tell a fool might surrender to your pain, or find a cure for your decay. It doesn't have to be this way. You're at your best with an ache in your chest and that worn out old song that you play. Only Jesus and you long to teach us, should no one be left to betray. I don't know the answer, but I know who to blame. You can choose the dancer, or you can choose the flame. I think you'll find they're one and the same. It doesn't have to be this way. There were no fireworks on the 4th of July, just jade, and I almost prefer the fire. I have come to know fire well, but jade is a new color for me, a new custom, a new stone I am only beginning to treasure. Like the way you tapped the table to tell me to stop pouring you water, or told me to take off my shoes so you could try them on, but my feet are a size smaller than yours. I thought it strange until a friend said Chinese mothers do this with their children a lot. But I don't know about Asian cultures like you do. I didn't grow up liking jade. I grew up liking Hershey bars, graham crackers, and roasting marshmallows over a bonfire as fireworks lit the sky up, singing Martina McBride's songs about domestic violence and broken wings, and believing in freedom above all else. On freedom, domestic violence, and on precious stones, we can both agree. but you want our wings broken. There were no fireworks in our dances either. I couldn't feel you, and you said you like it when we have more interaction rather than do our own wing dancing and mirror each other. Then you wanted freedom. And we are two separate dances mirroring each other. Between my name and yours are 2 letters with 10,000 steps, a summer and a river between us. But I don't understand feelings. Maybe because feelings are just felt, and I still don't understand that either. I understand the wind blowing my hair across my face, the way your hands reach out to hold mine as I cry silent, silken tears, mixing with the porch shades swaying in the wind, but all I see is my empty feet, and all I feel is hot breath, and all I hear is you whisper, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, as I grieve a loss that isn't even really a loss, but a promise. I don't know how to hold a promise with hope. Or is it faith I don't understand? Another woman I loved wrote, there is a poetry of rage and a poetry of hope. Isn't it funny to imagine hope, not much older than a toddler, wielding rage in its fist like a cudgel? I can understand what a cudgel is through intuition and context clues, but will I ever understand the wailing infant who is abandoned? Or will I only know her in the glimpses the women who love me get to bear witness to? I want to meet her, but I can't because she is inside me and comes out when there is no more hope or hopelessness, when faith is lost with a promise, when time is the only way forward and I raise my fist to the wind and become the hot summer breeze, blowing sharp, pointed, but steadfast in the wrong direction.
You could say these days are cold and sharp like razor blades. They twist and burn and then they fade like a kiss from long ago. I wouldn't tell just anyone. Some days I feel like a loaded gun. Is our love just a hit and run? Only time can really know. Just like the California sun, I think I'm going down. Come and meet me in the shadows of this drunken, broken town. Don't curse your mind with yesterday or the love we could have found. Just waltz across the moment to that sweet western sound. Just waltz across the moment to that sweet western sound.
I'm standing back where I started and I'm not the same person, thanks to you. You don't see me anymore, though. You once said I'm frozen in time at 32 for you, and fuck, I was lost and broken, suicidal and full of endless longing when I met you. You say I only remember half of what you say and rearrange it into the story I want to believe. Maybe that's true, but I listen to all of you and you only stay around for half of me. And that's on me. You told me exactly who you are, but you showed me the other parts of you first. I told a new friend as we walked my half of the path, I don't like being the bigger person. She said, yes, you do. And she's the first one to counter me on it. My mentor, who likes country music, said I'm supposed to be better than the generation before me. And you said, I may not like to be the bigger person, but I will be when I'm ready. I liked your push-pull, your recognition, the small moments by the river sitting in the summer sun. Now I'm finding new places to sit and new faces on the path between us, and some of them are friends with you. I feel happiness as I embrace the summer, the softness of the ground beneath me, but I still don't like starting over. You say you're not abandoning me, and recognize a part of you is abandoning me. I tell you I know you're not abandoning me, but the young baby inside does not believe it. You saw her first, but I am the one who is giving her comfort. I see her now. I can finally hold her. I can finally feel her tears as we cry and we cry and we cry. And I know it isn't about you. And it is also about you. And I know I don't need you, but I like you, and I want to hold on to that. I am clear. I am the one you taught how to stand here, to dance with your wings. And now I am relearning to crawl. I am relearning to walk. I am relearning it all without you. And even though I'm not dancing yet with my new wings, I am crawling and standing and walking towards flight. Milkweed is complicated and green. I may be too precious for a California garden with cold summer mornings, full sun and high heat all afternoon, 20-mile-per-hour winds, and plants either root-rotted and flowering or newly potted in the same pots. A millennial's approach to gardening. But you don't like it when I make cultural or generational statements, such as, I wonder if you don't like it because you don't have a generation, given the year you were born exists between Gen X and the baby boom. But we don't have to argue anymore. My garden was getting too green, so I bought hummingbird mint, 2 kinds of daisy perennials, and replanted the catmint the day after you left. I vacuumed and put away the clothes hanging on the drying rack all the days you were here. Had the maintenance staff fix the drains twice, and my handyman fix the sliding glass door and hang my artisan fan from Busan. I thought of you telling me you collect fans again, and remembered when I gave you that butterfly fan from Bukchan village as we sat in the gazebo being bitten by mosquitoes, though we wouldn't notice until later that night. You said you would show your collection to me, but that didn't happen. Now my bathrooms and floors are clean the way you like, and my garden is full of color and hummingbirds again. But you don't see the pink Luna moth caterpillar hiding in the daisies on my table for all the days since you left, or the black bumblebee who fell asleep in the garden and died the next morning, only to disappear when I went to look for it in the afternoon. You asked if I had any fruit, and I said I have cucumbers. You said they aren't fruit. And now I have bowls full of plums from 2 different gardens, mandarin oranges, bananas, and lemons. But not you. And since you're not here to take care of this caterpillar, I place the flower in my compost bag with the caterpillar on its stem and take it to the bin. Then I am full of guilt because I invited them in with the milkweed, and I can't handle the responsibility. But I'm beginning to understand how you feel about me. When you said you don't want to matter so much to me, you wonder if I'm obsessed with you, and you have so much shame. I still feel so much rage, because you said in May how you know it's unfair to keep holding me at a distance, and you decided to go with it, and we spent every day together since I got back from Korea. And then you changed your mind and said you were never sure about a friendship with me. The past 8 years sharing our lives on text and messenger and emails is something you do with all of your clients and all of your friends, and it doesn't mean anything to you. People have a right to change their minds when they get new information. Then you said, if I don't know by now that you care about me and love me, you don't know what else you can do because you showed up for me. You shared your life with me, and you're here. But you said all the other things too, and now you aren't here, and sometimes I don't know if you ever were. It's strange to see so much alive, to walk the path we used to walk together alone, to text you and not get a reply, as we agreed. So I picked a fight with you in the human design projector community, and you engaged, and for a moment, our boundaries softened again. You said you were sorry I equate your push-pull process with unhealthy dynamics, so clarified your position, and for a moment, I remembered to have faith in you, to hold on to the times you showed up and told me you loved me and would miss me. Even though I know you won't respond, I still text you randomly throughout the day like we have for 8 years. And even though you ask to hear from me, I know you don't want to do anything to keep our deeper connection going. So now you only ignore me. But when I texted you, I want to say I'm sorry. I realized I wasn't listening to all of you. I was trying to figure out which part of the push-pull was real and if the things you shared when you were angry or the things you shared when we were both in it and things were easy were what you really felt. And when I believed all of it was true and I took all of it in equally, I recognized you were right. I wasn't hearing you or accepting how much of a struggle it was for you. And for that, I am really sorry. You said this brings up a lot for you, and because we no longer emotionally show up for each other, I mirrored you again, saying, I hear you. And what I didn't say was, as we also agreed, I am still moving forward without you. So I don't text you about how Luna moth caterpillars symbolize new beginnings, which are also bittersweet. Seeing one is a sign to embrace change and transformation. Black bees are harbingers of impossible dreams coming true, and are also solitary creatures representing inner strength, independence, and courage. Mosquitoes remind us of our vulnerabilities and need to protect ourselves. There is no Google search result for decapitated butterfly head, but dead butterflies mean you are feeling trapped, restricted, and not listening to your own intuition, which can lead to self-doubt, the loss of happiness and joy, and show you the negative cycles holding you back in life. Like I said in the beginning, the fallen crescent and decapitated butterfly head, a symbol or warning. This is our golden hour, and now I'm the one falling out of the milkweed into the morning light, slowly making my own way forward towards flight.
While I give to you and you give to me, true love, so on and on it will always be. True love, for you and I have a guardian angel on high with nothing to do but to give to you and to give to me. Love forever true. Love forever true.
I see the world through beauty and love and happiness. You see the world through suffering and love and justice. I guess all we ever had in common was love, and neither of us believes love has anything to do with relationships. But I still want to ask you, when you see my essence, what is that like as a person who doesn't see things in the mind? When you see the abandoned baby crying, what do you see? Or is it a feeling? I still want to text you, if you only remember people when there's an emotional resonance, will you even remember my face when we meet each other at some future point to start again? I know you're not good with faces or names or memories. I know I'm not good with trust or patience or faith. And time is long and cold and unforgiving. But I still hear you crying in my car, not silent like mine, but wailing. I put my hand on your back as the sun beat in through the windows, and maybe I should have reached for your hands and removed them from covering your face. Maybe like you, I should turn towards suffering instead of stay steadfast and blank. I see you smiling and mischievous, telling a joke in that blank and steadfast tone, so no one else knows to laugh. I see you trying to teach me to waltz and feeling, and remember the last thing you said to me was to open my chest more as I dance with your wings. Or maybe I don't see the difference, because now they're my wings. But I do still see you thinking about something I just said, and I should have known in that pause there was shame and guilt and self-betrayal. Because I see and I know people's names, and my memory is long and cold and unforgiving. And I still remember you saying when I say and, you know I really mean but. And I still see your face with the sunglasses that used to be mine and your visor hat to protect you from the sun I want so righteously to shine down on me with its power and its clarity and its freshness as each night it resets and each morning it rises. And I still remember the real last thing you said to me was you love me. This summer has been a gift and a lifetime as the days I walk by the river blur together and yet stay distinct. The river is different at different times of the day, and so are the birds, yet each day there is the river. And each day the birds fly above my head and flock to the water's surface. Even on this early Northern California morning when the water is out to tide and the river is mostly mud. Yet each day, it's beautiful as I blast my country playlist and walk a little faster and a little more purposeful. I went out early because I felt restless, tight, and bracing. Then I invited you to come pass me by and you said you appreciate the kindness, but that's how our friendship slowly began over the years, and you want a new start. If we begin again, it has to be different. As I walked towards your home, we clarified some misunderstandings between us, and as I walked back towards my own, you said you're sad I can't hold both your love for me and the doubts with trust. I don't know how to meet mistrust with trust yet. I fully admit. And friend, I have held a lot of contradiction for you. You might not agree, but it has been 8 years of you giving in to the fluidity with the caveat of taking what I love away if you're not clear about it. First our dances, then our work together, then our friendship. I acknowledge you tried it my way and I got what I've been dreaming of. Deep intimacy, seeing you day to day, dancing, eating oysters and lobster rolls, shopping and texting all night throughout the day and the morning, walking along the path, sharing our lives together. Faith breeds faith, and I will try it your way, but I tell you, I will remain faithful to who I am. And I am your friend. I will hold my love in the distance between us, the independence and the bond, my infant and my 40-year-old self. And I hope it is enough for now. And I believe, like the muddy land, waiting for the water to rise with the sun, I will continue to hold and rise each day to meet it.
Through the back window of our 59 wagon, I watched my best friend Jamie slipping further away. I kept on waving till I couldn't see her. Through my tears I asked again why we couldn't stay. Mama whispered softly, time will ease your pain. Life's about change and nothing ever stays the same. And she said, how can I help you to say goodbye? It's okay to hurt and it's okay to cry. Come, let me hold you, and I will try. How can I help you to say goodbye?
These walks show me how the days open up before me and the nights envelop me. Last night I chased the blue moon around Larkspur Landing, but my lens couldn't capture its beauty or its shadows. I let it go, but I still don't want to let you or us go. I realize now I was always in deeper relation to you than you were with me. Not because of my abandonment as you think, but because I can give and receive and prioritize a relationship, rather than fear what was emerging without boundary. I am clear and in integrity. I can hold my abandoned baby when she grieves, but despite what you believe, she isn't the one who has been coming up as much as me as I walk towards 40. My core is turned on. It is strong and ready to dance instead of crawl. What wants to be celebrated in me is the warm air, storm clouds, and jade green beckoning me to let it all go. Your face mirrored in my own. I know I'm being asked to move beyond mirroring, but I don't know how to do that. It's the one thing you didn't teach me, and now I'm learning on my own. I still walk the path most days in anger and in hope. I pull a soul card, and it's a woman raising her long wing in the air as she rides a horse through the darkness. Her gown and wings are blue, greens, and yellows. I don't know if it was for me or for you, but maybe you are the jade and I am the summer. You are the hopelessness, and I no longer am holding hope. But my core is strong and ready to hold and unfold the layers of you contained in me. I let it all go to find a new kind of freedom in these wings that move so powerfully with the trees and the birds, with the summer shadows. Encircling movements of my body on the bridge we said we'd dance on one day. And I spread your wings, which are now mine, and give myself to the sunlight. Without you, the white egret has been my mirroring companion along the path. They're all over, in the water, by the ferries, on the docks, in the puddles, in the air, under the bridges, and they symbolize grace, beauty, divinity, and peace. Their stillness and long necks have shown me a lot about patience and waiting, ubiquity, and the profound. People say hello to me as I walk, smile, nod, and recognize me as part of the neighborhood now. I've seen the young loves kissing beneath the trees at sunset, the birds puffing up their feathers in the pond with the water shooting up unnaturally, and the flowers by the bench you and I sat on to reconnect after one of our arguments. Today I read a book of poetry I discovered when I was 19, and I love it as much today as I did back then. I can read 70 pages along the path, but I don't see you. You're becoming a memory. But the path is becoming familiar as I see little changes each day, as you said there would be. The pink flowers appeared the week you left, and now they're beginning to dry and fade with the summer's end. The stone statues someone took the time to carefully construct one week from river rocks were suddenly gone the next. Nothing we build is meant to last, whether it's 8 years of love and companionship, or natural art made in one day and one night. Even the purple lights I showed you at that house in the twilight are now multicolored and mostly white. But I was there to see it all. You, me, the egrets, the geese, the stone statues, the ducks, or as you would say, mallards, the sunrise and sunset, the purple lights, the new garden, and all the flowers along the way. In the heat and in the storms, my attention is still drawn to the beauty each day I walk this path between us.
When I look back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I look and see your face. You were right there for me. In my dreams, I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart, there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be. There you'll be. Well, you showed me how it feels to to have the sky within my reach. And I always will remember all the strength you gave to me. Your love made me make it through. Oh, I owe so much to you. You were right there for me. You were right there for me. Always. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. There you'll be.
And now I'm left with so much green and gold from friends old and new. A jade plant cutting as promised, and a lucky bamboo gifted, which I replant in my jade green vase and add a gold metal blue-green and purple butterfly stick to straighten its branches. I have to break its old red vase first, and I remember a time when everything was red for me. I was still in the red frame of mind when I met you. I found a gold metal side table with a mirror top in the trash area, and I want to tell you how it was waiting there like a precious gift meant for me. But you wouldn't respond, so I move on. My mom got me Jade Prada prescription glasses, so I can see clearly now. I carried her suitcase down the stairs in the early morning darkness and forgot when I wear glasses, the stairs blur together, so I had to trust my feet and could take a step only when I was sure. Trust isn't clear yet. You said trust is difficult for everyone, and my feelings change yours. You also said I should trust you, but I've already told you I won't carry your darkness or your ambivalence without it. My feet want ground to stay solid beneath, and you are still water and earth, mud and metal. Your metal cut my wood, but my wood is still solid and ancient and good. Someone gives me a gold sequined bowler hat with a jewel in miniature and some yarrow from her garden. Someone else a jade stone she got in Hong Kong in 1982 and was going to sell. Her words hang there in the air, hovering slightly above me before cutting straight through. I want that for my jade project, I say. I'll buy it from you. She says it's a gift. But I see it as an invitation to unfold like those wilted native California daisy petals concealing the lunar moth caterpillar or the wings I still hold at my side. How do we dance with the bitter notes, I wonder, as July becomes August and I am left standing here, moving forward, without you? Today the Mayan calendar says a bat flies between the conscious and unconscious worlds, indicating a time of paradox. We're looking for new perspectives, and I think, there's my summer long dance. You said you just want a new start, one correct for us. Maybe there is no correct start. We started thousands of years ago in secret, and we still are hidden in lies, half-truths, and secrets. Bitter notes, a sign it's ending. I burn hot and add the sweet notes. Your cool metal still glistens sharp and pointed in the summer sun, or so I imagine as I stand here without you. Maybe you think the same about me. I am wood, yet you say I am the cutting one. And why? You'd say it's a not self question, I imagine. Your messages to me show you don't see me clearly. I wonder if you see anything clearly. But it doesn't matter anymore. I've learned faith is a fool's daydream. The faithful get killed by the ones they put their faith in. Only the steadfast stay true. I remember the dream I had of you betraying me during a war. You said, maybe it means you will betray me in this life, and so you have. But I also remember the vision I had of you dying in my arms, how the emptiness filled an entire tundra, and how even before I knew you, I cried when I learned you were having heart surgery, because I didn't want to live in a world without you. And so I will try to remain steadfast, and I will become a fool, and I will arise with faith in you, because this dance is mine to choose. Even though I don't need you, I still care. I cared before I knew you, and now I do know you, and I will always love you. So I'll give you to the wind that you dislike, and I'll give you to the waters to lift you up, and I'll give you to the fires of this summer so your metal can be reformed, and I'll give you to this earth so you too can crawl in the mud and arise. May you fly as wise as the owl sees, roar as loud as the lion in your heart, and dance as beautifully as the monarch butterflies and dragonflies that cut between us on the river path. I will fly as faithful as the raven, roar as fiercely as the snow leopard, and dance with all that lies between us. In these last days of summer, as August rolls into September, I want to take in all of the moments for myself. I am my own mirror. I am my breath. I am my own life force. And then my cat throws up 3 times on my self-portrait, and I clean up her mess. I wonder if you feel any responsibility to clean up yours, but I know you don't care anymore, and you've already forgotten the messes you made. I saw you walk by the windows in Pete's the other day, and I saw you look at your roommate, then me and my friend, and back. We are on the other side of summer now, and there you are. I remember telling you that walking our path in the early morning when the tide is low and the sun is rising, and I am still awakening with a coffee in one hand and country music playing on my phone, is my favorite time to do it. But as the summer fades, I am also changing my mind about shadows, about you, about me, and about the sunrise. I've fallen in love with the pink clouds as the sun sets, with my jade gifts bringing more abundance. I stopped to pick a dead dandelion in Niven Park like I did as a child and sit down on a bench to blow each fuzzy petal away. I don't ask if you love me or not because I know. Instead, I say hello to your roommate. I say hello to your friends and buy saltwater taffy to keep the summer sweetness alive with the shadows. Wouldn't it be amazing if I could be me and you could be you, and we could live out our days together here, walking this path like we used to? If I were the sunshine and vapor, and you were the rain and the mud, and we could still dance with our wings in the light while the monarch butterflies flew above our heads and the dragonflies called us inwards. When I got home one night after walking the path as the sun set and the fog rolled in and the darkness grew around me, I saw a dove nesting above my door, and she flew right above my head as I was unlocking it. I asked Siri to tell me their meaning, and she said doves symbolize renewal and hope. I guess I found faith where Adrian Rich said it would be, in the fact of a door frame and a coffee shop window. Between your name and mine are still those 2 letters, and they create a wide landscape of continents and years and values. I could mirror you, or believe in you again. I could have faith, or I could be my own person. You made me a stronger person, and I've come to realize I don't need to be bigger because I am a better person. In the golden hour, it all becomes gold. Golden roots, golden globes, golden light held in the abdomen, bringing new life, new love, new directions. I still love you, and I don't need your darkness. I love the wind as it becomes breath and gives my wings flight, opening beyond you, returning me to the light as I dance this path between us.